Hello viewers, hope your nights are going well so far. Congrats to making it to the last pitch of the day. And on the topic of last pitches, we'll be officially introducing Nature Hut. Before we begin, and as you watch the pitch, think of these questions that I'm about to ask. Think of the type of person you are, like the type of lifestyle that you live. Is it sustainable? Are you the type of person that monitors the food that you waste and the resources that you use? Are you mindful of those actions? Or are you on the other end of the spectrum where you live carelessly and perhaps even selfishly? If you relate more to the second person, then you'll see how Nature Hut can transform your life to live more sustainably and reduce your carbon footprint, and also contribute to solving one of the goals by UN. Nature Hut will not only help you start living sustainably, but maintain living sustainable, more sustainable life. Nature Hut was brought to you by Khadija, myself, Manal, Rowan, and Eliza. An overview of today's pitch is going to show you the problem and how Nature Hut is going to solve that problem. And then we'll show you a live demo of our website and how it's working right now. And we'll conclude the pitch by talking about our competitors and our business plans.
In the world that we live in today, our consumption all relies on the production which uses Earth's natural resources. Think about your daily life. Almost everything relies on unsustainable patterns of production in which we consume. As mentioned before, the goal that our website is aimed towards is a responsible consumption and production goal, which is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations. The issue of responsible consumption and production is a prevalent issue occurring all over the globe with large amounts of food, clothing, water, gas, and oil waste, which leads to pollution and over-extraction of our natural resources, thus leading to climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. Although we, as consumers, do not have the ability to control harmful production, we can control what we buy so that we limit the harmful waste and discourage further action in businesses' production, which is basically that message that the UN is trying to portray in the responsible consumption and production goal. This goal isn't just directed to the consumption that in the products that we buy, but it also counts as the water, food, and energy we consume. That is why we decided to create a website to track progress and provide useful information to users on this aspect. A lot of organizations and companies are aiming to eliminate this issue, but this issue is only increasing by each day. We focus on this goal to help users not only to become informed on how this issue is harmful to society or what it means to be sustainable, but also to motivate them to actually go ahead and take action. The solutions to this problem wasn't effective in being accessible to everyone, whereas Nature Hut strives to be accessible to all users from different ages to promote healthy living and sustainable lifestyles.
Nature Hut is a web-based application intended for users to take surveys, read articles, find resources, and log their progress all in the same place. Results from surveys will direct users to articles in order to address areas of urgency. Our site uses a unique point and level system to motivate users to continue making sustainable changes to their life. Leveling up will suggest new content, new aspects to improve, and possible rewards to keep the user engaged and passionate. This approach is a much more involved way to promote a sustainable lifestyle on a consumer level. Not only do we seek to educate, we believe that this approach will be more effective in making lifelong, lasting changes within our users. Essentially, our goal is to train users to actively seek ways to make their lifestyle more renewable. We want to cater towards an audience of ages 45 to 65 who have the largest carbon footprint, which reflects in our simple web design. Now we'd like to give you a demonstration on how our features work. Welcome to Nature Hut. Upon visiting our site, users are greeted with a description of our features as well as previews of our latest content. Our theme is simple, consistent, and user-friendly. When visiting our site for the first time, users are encouraged to log in, an option that is available on all pages in case they decide to look around. They can do so by using the navigation bar, which is also accessible on all pages for ease of use. Next, the user traverses to the article page. Our articles feature a wide range of specific topics in order to address specific needs. Each article includes a title, a content preview, and the author. Above each article, a progress bar shows its completion status. Finishing an article may fulfill an achievement and earn the user points. Our articles are the driving force of our sustainability message. We encourage users to seek information that interests them and makes the most impact on their lives. Our articles go hand in hand with our next feature, quizzes. Taking a quiz will guide users to an article corresponding with their results. In order to deliver our case-by-case solutions to each user, we encourage them to evaluate individual aspects of their life. It's important to us that the user is accurately assessed and correspondingly redirected to articles that pertain to their needs. Upon completing a quiz, related articles will be prioritized and suggested to the user right away. They also gain points based on achievements. Now, if you're wondering where exactly all these points and achievements are available to the user, question no more. Point values and achievements, completed or not, are visible in the log page. Progress bars clearly show the status of each achievement and list the point reward for completing it. Users can access the history from any day prior using the calendar interface, and directly below that is a clear point value for the week. Also featured is a daily updated line graph that showcases the user's progress throughout the week. A fun way to keep users inspired is our leaderboard system, which encourages them to challenge themselves to earn points and move up the ranks. A new addition to our log is the monthly challenge, aiming to keep users engaged and give them inspiration. This also incorporates social media marketing, as we're encouraging users to share their accomplishments on their socials. We've updated our previous log design to make it more accessible and expansive, say goodbye to a cramped, hard-to-read interface, and welcome a user-friendly experience created with our target demographic in mind. One of our other features is our resources page. The purpose of this page is to locate nearby establishments that may be relevant to them, such as thrift stores and food banks. Places like these are especially valuable to our older users, who are likely to have more clothing, furniture, and keepsakes than they know what to do with. This page shows them where to give these items a new home. In the future, we hope to increase its functionality using a Google Maps API to provide the user with an interactive map, as well as constantly updating places of interest. We didn't have time to incorporate these features during the hackathon, so this page shows our original design from Demo Day. Next, our About Us page. This page was referenced on our homepage due to it being the major source of information about the SDG 12 as well as our website. If by this point the user is intrigued by our website, their next step is to log in. They can do so by accessing the login page available everywhere on our site above the navbar. Here, all they have to do is input a bit of information, and they're on their way to a greener life. Achievements become fulfillable and points are ready to be earned, which is saved within the user's account rather than their device.
So as we mentioned earlier, the initial problem were that people are using excessive amounts of natural resources and wasting resources given to them, which has caused things such as climate change, loss of biodiversity, and pollution. And we as humans have become so reliant on natural resources that it has started to negatively affect the environment around us. Between 2000 and 2019, our reliance has grown to 65%. And with the website that was created, Nature Hut, we plan on using the features that was shown to you earlier to bring this percentage down by informing users through our articles, also enabling a point system with incentives to encourage them to live a more sustainable life. Food waste and e-waste has also been an ongoing world issue, with 13.3% of the entire world's food being wasted before hitting supermarkets and grocery stores, and 17% of the total food being wasted by us consumers. 22.8% of the world's e-waste is being safely handled, which means that a whole 77.2% is not properly disposed of. And so with the personalized resources page that we have, we hope to reduce these percentages and reward them for their efforts with our current point system, as mentioned earlier.
Other websites focused on sustainability and eco-consciousness tend to take one of two forms, an article-based newsletter or a single-use quiz. Article-based sites are often overwhelming, with as much information packed into the home screen as possible. Tailored direction for each user is non-existent, which may leave users wondering where to even start. A crammed interface pushes users away instead of encouraging them to follow a personalized path that is the most effective for them. On the other hand, quizzes lack the purpose that inspires users to take the results and actively try to improve. Vague answers to generic questions hardly feel helpful and take the passion out of the experience. We combined these approaches and focused on personalizing the content based on the user. Nature Hut aims to guide users to a future that feels rewarding and accomplished.
During the last demo, we received 4 main points of feedback. One of them was accessibility features. And as you saw from the demo, we fixed and we were more mindful of our fonts and our colors and the sizes of those. So it was more accessible to our target audience of the older demographic. And then moving forward, we'll also hopefully make it a mobile application. So it's more, so we can have the younger demographic be able to use it because they're more likely to use their phones, and it'll be easier for them to download an app and incorporate a GPS tracking when users visit resource locations and give them points for that. Another thing was, what are we going to do with the points? With the points, we are hoping to have collaborate with businesses, sustainable businesses, and have users win gift cards or discounts with those businesses to encourage them to live more sustainable. So if they reach a certain number of points, they'll be able to win a gift card from a certain clothing brand that is a certain so from a certain business. And then another thing was different how are we going to cater to different learning styles, as Nature Hut is mostly article based right now. And in the future, we are going to incorporate videos or like documentaries, YouTube videos, and like TikTok videos to kind of cater to the people that learn things visually. And then there's also other learning styles, other people that learn when things are more interactive. So we're hoping to also incorporate mini games to allow those people to learn that way. Our future plans and our business plans include raising funds through donations, volunteer work, and collaborations. We intend to promote Nature Hut using social media apps to reach our target audience. We'll reach at least the younger audiences, and to reach our preferred target audience of like 45 and up would be in like news outlets or like the radio, which they're more likely to listen to. And then moving ahead, as mentioned before, a mobile application in order to increase user accessibility. And we hope to continue work on Nature Hut and completing it outside the program, as this is something we've all found to be passionate about. And yeah. Well, before we end, also, we just kind of wanted to talk as a group and tell you what we learned from this experience and some of the challenges we've had. Rowan, do you want to start off?
Yeah, absolutely. I think being on an online platform makes communication pretty hard, as opposed to if we were in person. So that was definitely one of our challenges. And I'd say one of the things that I personally learned is to not underestimate my abilities. I actually surprised myself with how much I knew about coding, and that really helped me while I was working on this project.
One of the things that I've learned was how communication was honestly key, and letting your teammates know of anything that happens. And that was something that I'm proud our group did pretty well, was always communicating and being able to help each other when somebody else couldn't. So yeah. Any thoughts, Eliza and Khadija?
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I did struggle with time management and being able to incorporate everything in 2 days, but that's kind of what I've learned so far, is that again, yeah, communication is key, and also just how to manage my time properly and effectively. And yeah, I think I've benefited from this program a lot from these factors.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I think the four of us have come to a consensus that communication is something that we all probably struggled with, especially with myself, because I have had other things around this hackathon that made it not as possible to contribute as much as I'd like. So I wanted to shout out Rowan, Manal, and Eliza because they have put in a lot of work, and they have picked up a lot of slack that may have happened or may have occurred in the weeks coming up, leading up to this demo and this pitch. So huge shout out to them for that.
Thank you guys, and that was it for today's pitch.